On today's show, we look into how one student business is sprinkling her handmade sweets with love. And in honor of Valentine's Day, we tell the love story of two teachers on the Hill. These stories and more coming up on this edition of Hilltop News. What's rockin' Rock Nation, and welcome to this special love-filled edition of Hilltop News. Live from Studio 1060, I'm Connor Fuxa.
And I'm Kyla Lewis.
We have a great show in store for y'all today, but before we can get into all things Valentine's Day, Kyla's going to catch you up on everything going on around the Hill. Kyla?
Thanks, Connor. As we mentioned earlier, today is Valentine's Day. With that being said, the school has made today a Spirit Day. Seniors are wearing white, juniors are wearing pink, sophomores are wearing red, and freshmen are wearing purple. I know here at Hilltop News, we made it a point to represent our classes by wearing the right color.
Now, speaking of Valentine's Day, we sent our very own Cupid, Ricky Yanez, to roam the halls and spread the love of the holiday.
Hey, this is me. You may be wondering how I got here. This is how. What's up, lovebirds? Today, I'm not only spreading my wings, but my love. We're gonna see what some teachers think about Valentine's Day and what's a good gift to get your Valentine. What's your cringiest pickup line?
Yo, girl, you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Are you an iceberg? Because I sank for you.
Do you have a Band-Aid? Because I just scraped my knee falling for you.
Was your parent an astronaut? Because he took the stars and put them in your eyes.
Oh my goodness. I usually don't use pickup lines.
All right,
What's yours?
You from Tennessee? Just kidding. What's a Valentine's gift that guarantees you a Valentine?
Roses. Flowers.
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 Roses.
Flowers.
Flowers?
Yeah. Probably like flowers or like chocolate or something.
Flowers.
Would you ladies like a rose for Valentine's Day? That's for you. This one's for you.
So much.
Don't worry. Spreading love. Miss Spear, you busy? I got a rose for you from Cupid. It's from Cupid, don't worry. Just spreading love.
This bin will overshot.
You want a flower? You want a flower?
Dude, that's so sick.
It's for you, don't worry.
I love you.
I got you, man. Spreading love. Spreading love. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's what we do here. We make people feel happy. Jed, just shoot him. That's for Cupid. Here, you guys get chocolate kisses. Come here. Mr. Toth! Mr. Toth! My man. No! We gotta go. Mr. Toth, I gotta give you something. It's from Cupid. From Cupid. Oh, my paperclip. No, I'm not gonna shoot you. Don't worry. It's for you. It's for Cupid. It's for you. Thank you for making our school better. You get one too. Don't worry. This is for you. Hope you guys have a good one. Don't worry, Mr. Toth. I got you.
I'm with Cupid on this one. Everyone just needs to share a little bit of love every day.
Yesterday, Stuco released big news regarding the Fire and Ice Winter Formal. Due to the students' response to the DJ setup in the cafeteria last week, the theme of the dance has now been changed to Hype Fest. The event will still be held on February 26th. The dress can be formal wear as well as casual. Tickets are $15 and on sale during all lunches and on My School Bucks. Any student who previously purchased a ticket from the Winter Formal will be refunded. On Friday, March 4th, the Senior versus Staff Dodgeball Tournament will be taking place. They are looking for 4 teams of 10 seniors who are willing to go head-to-head with their favorite staff member. You and your friends, if you and your friends are interested, you can register at tinyurl/dodgeball to participate. It costs $20 to register, and fees can be brought to room 1221. The first of 4 teams to register and pay are in.
Throughout this Valentine's Day season, students don't really think about our teachers having love lives of their own. Ashley Salloway looks deeper into the story of 2 lovebirds who teach here on the Hill.
Engineering and fashion design doesn't at first appear to be a perfect match. However, Dawn and Dana Berliner found a way to engineer a relationship and design a love story that is worth sharing.
I was coming back actually from a military weekend and I'd already bought the ring. And we have a weird thing about the days that it happened in 2020, all added up to 20. So we got engaged on a specific day because 5/15 added up to 20 that year.
Then we got married on 6/14, so like a month later.
Yeah.
The Berliners have found their profession of teaching extra rewarding, as Prosper ISD is where they met each other in the first place, and they even get to spend time together at school.
Well, we both worked together at Prosper for 4 or 5 years, and we knew each other there before we ended up coming over here. I actually had to talk her into applying to come to Rock Hill. So we ride to school every day. At lunchtime, I always come up and see her and try and get her to eat something because she doesn't eat a whole lot, so I'm always up here during lunch. But then riding home together and we're hanging around all the time.
While they have recently gained the title of Mr. and Mrs., they are not new to being called Mom and Dad. They have a unique blended family that has been quite successful.
So I have 3 boys.
I have 3 girls.
3.5.
2
You
and a
count
half.
Daisy?
Yeah.
She has a dog who's a little girl, but the dog's like this big.
So I really have 2.5. So kind of like the Brady Bunch, if you know what that is.
There's more to a relationship than just getting along, and the Berliners share some advice about what to look for in a date and how to make a relationship work.
I would say to girls who are looking to find someone to date, don't settle. Find someone who treats you how you want to be treated from the very beginning. And you have to compromise, even though I'm not very good at that. That kind of goes back to he treats me how I want to be treated.
My thing is it's a whole lot easier 2 ways. One, if you're friends first. It doesn't happen that way all the time, but we knew each other for years before we ever dated each other. But the other thing is you have to put the other person first. I mean, a lot of times that has to be your focus. Otherwise, you're just running around worrying about yourself. You might as well be single at that point.
And laugh a lot.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
They may not teach in the same classroom, but they do share the same last name. The Berliners spread love on the Hill to more than just their students. For Hilltop News, I'm Ashley Salloway.
It's so cool how some teachers get to go to work every day with their special someone.
This past weekend, the Rockets competed in their first ever competition at Lebanon Trail High School. Both the team and officers won grand champion, and sergeants placed second overall. The team also received 2 special judges awards. The team contemporary won Judges Artsy Award, and the officer Jazz won the Crowd Pleaser Award. The annual district-wide Stuff the Bus event is starting today and will go until February 17th. You can help by donating toilet paper, deodorant, or bars of soap to your class box. Everything collected will be donated to Neighbors Nourishing Neighbors and Grace Bridge Food Pantries to help people in need. The class with the most donations will get a party hosted by Mr. Toth.
With love in the air, the hunt is on for the perfect gift for your Valentine. Annabelle Resendez Murillo looked into how one Rock Hill student is using her business to help spread something sweet to others.
By using a common Valentine's Day delicacy and making them her very own, freshman Madison Kendrick transformed chocolate-covered strawberries into her very own successful business.
Chocolate strawberries are definitely a classic for me. And it's like where I started out, you know. I first started making them, and then I just grew doing so much more.
Inspired by her parents' cake business, Madison found her own niche through Maddie's Strawberries, which has been running year-around with custom orders ranging from small boxes of hand-decorated strawberries to boxes including treats such as cake pops, pretzels, and breakable chocolate hearts.
I've really enjoyed watching Madison grow with her business, just to see where she started from, just, you know, kind of doing it, you know, to see how she was going to do it or how they were going to come out, to now she just has it down packed to where she doesn't even have to, you know, do a practice one.
I started out making them and just posting them on my Instagram, and then I got my first order. And then I think when I got my first order, that drove me to want to do more.
As Madison got into her business, not only did her passion for creating drive her to continue, but also the relationships and connections she is able to make with more people.
So she's actually a really sweet person, and even like when you first approach her, she has a great personality. So and she's been carrying that out throughout like her business and all the people she's met, and I've seen that.
I love seeing people's faces, like when they like see it and they're like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Like, I love it so much, and like they get so happy from like what I produce. You know, that's the best part, I think.
Whether it's given off through her passion, personality, or products, there's no doubt that Maddie's Strawberries are covered in love. For Hilltop News, I'm Annabelle Resendez-Merlo.
If you would like to order from Maddie Strawberries, you can place an order by contacting her at the Instagram at Maddie_E_strawberryofficial. Now, as many of you know, Super Bowl 56 happened last night. Bronwyn, can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
Basically, for Super Bowl 56, it was placed in LA between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. It got down to the wire with Cooper Kupp scoring the game-winning touchdown with a minute 25 left in the fourth quarter, with the final score being 23-20 for the Rams. Can you tell us a little bit about Cooper Kupp's season, Connor?
Yeah, so Cooper Kupp had an amazing season for a wide receiver. He got the Triple Crown, which means he had the most receiving yards, most receiving touchdowns, and most receptions by a wide receiver. And then at the end of the year was announced the Offensive Player of the Year, and then later on last night was announced the Super Bowl MVP. Only one other wide receiver ever all time has accomplished all three of those feats, and that was Jerry Rice. So great company for Cooper Kupp. Now let's bring this back to a more local level. Wrestling was in action, swim was in action, and some of our other teams were in action this past week. Bronwyn, can you fill us in on all what happened?
Starting off, girls basketball was in action last Tuesday for their final game of the season. They ended their season on a high note, taking down Lovejoy 35-21. With that win, our girls competed the sweep on Lovejoy for the season, defeating them both times they faced off. Boys basketball also traveled out to Lovejoy last Tuesday. They fought to the end, but when the final buzzer rang, the score read 49-45 in favor of Lovejoy. The boys rebounded quickly, however, traveling out to Sherman Friday night. They controlled that one from start to finish, winning that game 75-57. Soccer was also underway, with boys getting a 4-0 win on Tuesday against Denison, and then keeping that energy going on Friday night against Princeton, getting the shutout 7-0, seeing great performances from players such as Anthony Reed, who had a hat trick, and 2 shutouts by Nolan Finley and Pierce Stolen. Girls soccer had 3 games over this last week. They faced off against Wiley East, forcing the game into PKs, but unfortunately seeing the first loss of their season. But then quickly rebounded the next day when they faced off against Denison, taking the dub with the final score of 8-1. They continued on this past Friday, where they faced off against Princeton, getting the 7-0 win. Swim and dive was also in action with their regionals meet this last week. Our divers swept the podium, with Deacon Colbert getting 3rd, Derek Colbert getting 2nd, and Luke Sitz placing 1st, while setting a new regionals and team record, as well as being named regional champ. Swim also made a splash at regionals, seeing success from our swimmers, such as Kira Xanthos, who was named regional champion for the 100-meter breaststroke, and the 200-meter medley team consisting of Bethany Sitz, Kira Xanthos, Julia Kirkman, and Cassidy Lazarin, as well as the 400-meter freestyle team consisting of Cassidy Lazarin, Kira Xanthos, Ashley Perolzi, and Jenna Kirkman, in which both teams were named regional champs. Overall, swim medaled in 6 events, with our girls placing 1st overall and our boys placing 3rd. We want to wish all our swimmers and divers good luck as they advance to state. Wrestling had great success over the weekend as well, with Audrey Walker getting her 50th season win, joining only other Xavier Jukes to hold this title. She placed 5th and will be an alternate at state. Eleanor Jukes also placed 5th and will be an alternate at state, while Logan Sedwick placed 4th, Mason Marble placed 3rd, Brooke Weiswick placed 2nd, and Xavier Jukes got 1st, as well as was named regional champ. With all their recent success on their way to state, Aiden Richmond caught up with Coach Wynn for your big game interview.
Thank you, Bronwyn. We're here with Coach Wynn, going over what happened at regionals and what previewing state looks like. Coach Wynn?
Regionals was very exciting. We had 9 of our athletes qualify for regionals, and at one point, all of them had almost qualified for day 2. We unfortunately had 2 athletes that finished top 8, but the rest of them, about 5 of them, were in there in contention, battling and overcoming a bunch of adversity. I think the biggest thing is we had Xavier Jukes, who was our first regional champion of wrestling, and then Brooke Weiswick, who was a runner-up, who finished a very close match. And it was exciting to see that all these kids who battled for every single point. And I think the big thing we talk about is, how do you get the next point or get the next great situation? How do you improve? And we showed that there are some athletes who they took a loss and they took a loss again, but none of our athletes never took 2 losses in a row. They would battle back and they continue to get better throughout the whole tournament.
So with bringing 6 athletes into state, it's just, how does that feel for you as a team and as a coach? Just how has that progress over these 2 years been?
I think it's very exciting to take kids who have never been to state and allow them to go and see what it's like to state. And then a lot of our athletes talked about, man, we worked really hard to see what hard work looks like. And just to have 6 of them is really huge, and 4 of them have a great chance to go on and be on the podium. And 2 of them, if anything goes wrong, they're ready to go. They're training and they're excited for their opportunity to compete at the state tournament.
Thank you, Coach Wynn. That's all we have for you today. Back to you, Bronwyn.
It's going to be great to see what those 6 wrestlers can do at state. And to see the most recent updates, make sure to follow at Rock Hill Wrest or at Rock Hill Media. Well, that's all we have for today's show. For Hilltop News, I'm Bronwyn Liber.
I'm Connor Fuxa.
And I'm Kyla Lewis. Keep rocking, Blue Hawks.